morning. Good morning to everyone. I'm Priyanka, and I hope we all know the purpose of today's session. And since all the 4 campuses of Symbiosis Law School, Pune, Nagpur, Hyderabad, and Noida have released their PI, they have shortlisted candidates for the personal interaction round. And there always been a lot of queries about, what are they going to ask, how to answer a specific question, and how to prepare for PI, because not most of the law entrance exams have actually PI as a process, as the part of as a part of the admission process, and that's make SLS quite unique in this regard. And probably this is one of the few law schools, I think the only law school which actually has a PI as a part of its admission process. So I thought, why not ask it from someone who has actually been there, done that, and crossed that line. So we have with us Ms. Ankita Rao, and she's from Raipur, and we have Utkarshini from Patna, if I'm not wrong, Utkarshini. So
yes,
they both are currently 4th-year students at Symbiosis Law School, Pune, and Ankita has been preparing for 14 BR Shawnee National Moot Court Competition, which is one of the prestigious moot court competitions organized by NALSAR. And Utkarshini is currently interning with the Tata Steels. So I think what we are going to, we're trying to draw this as a structure, that I'll be asking the few basic questions which are being asked in the interviews, and Ankita and Utkarshini would help us with the answers, and later on we can take the Q&A if any of them is being left out in those question and answers. I hope that's okay with everyone. So Ankita and Utkarshini, if you can just unmute yourself and say a hi, so we can also check the audio thing if it's working.
Hi everyone. Hello. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, and thank you so much for coming on such a short notice. In fact, I spoke to Ankita, yesterday itself, and it's been very nice that I asked, and then she, gladly came on board to. I think it's like from your experience, the future aspirants are going to learn, because you guys have already been through that process. And I'm sure you can also throw some insights as to what can they expect inside SLS Pune, and why they should, keep SLS Pune as their an obvious choice. Yes. So I think the most frequent question, or the first question that goes for any student, is though it's a cliche question, but still, a couple of times the first to break the ice, they would ask, introduce yourself. So if you can share some light on how you went for that question, or what are the ideal things that needs to be spoken about in the introduction. Any one of you can start. Yeah.
Correct. Utkarshini, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. So, hello everyone. First of all, ma'am has actually introduced us as if we have achieved something very great in our lives, but it's nothing of that sort, to be very honest. Okay. Starting with, how do you start answering any question that asks you introduce yourself? So it's always good to show yourself as a complete package, and especially in Symbiosis, because Symbiosis always prefers students who are a complete package from the very beginning itself. Obviously, Symbiosis is going to train you to become one, but since the very beginning itself, Symbiosis prefers students who are a complete package. So anything and everything that you have done in your school or outside, so especially your MUNs, if you have done any, your debates if you have done any, please do not forget to mention all of those. Obviously, you'll start with what's your name, where do you hail from, uh, and basic things like which school were you in, what were your percentage in your 10th and 12th grade, and these are the basic things that you go in for first. Then you go into introducing what are the things that make you unique, that Symbiosis should take you in. right? So if you see, if you visit Symbiosis ka website, you'll find a lot of things in it. So Symbiosis is good in mooting, it's good in cultural, it's literally good everywhere. Sports, everywhere and anywhere that we go, we literally just bag the best contingent and we come back. So that is what they try and find in the very interviews itself, because they need to take that legacy forward. So always remember to show yourself as a complete package, whatever you have done, like in sports, in academics, extracurriculars, whatever. So yeah, that's all from my end. Utkarshni, if you have something to add.
I think Ankita has covered the most of it. Like, this is what basically, ideally, you should say when this question is posed to you. As Ankita said, everything and anything that you've done, obviously, substantial things, not something that you've done before standard sixth or fifth. Like, please don't mention those. But definitely, the substantial things that you've done, speaking, sports, debates, cultural activities, all these things count a lot. So you should definitely mention these. And again, be honest what you've done, just stick to that, because if they pick up something and they start questioning you on that and you don't know, it gives a wrong impression. So just what you've done, stick to that.
And
So yeah, that's on my end.
just one thing to add. Uh, always be very humble. Don't be out there like boasting or stuff. Just be very humble and tell them that I have done this and can help out the college with this, so that they know that we have somebody who can go ahead in this field, because they always try and get students from all the fields so that our legacy is taken forward. So yeah, that's about it, I think.
I remember, Ankita, you started playing squash while you took an year off for preparing for this law entrance exam. So are you still continuing while in Simbi?
I did represent Symbiosis for the first 2 years, but again, then the pandemic hit and we all are at home
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, but I guess that particular thing helped you a lot in SLS. So I
Correct.
think somebody who has a state or national level sports certificate, I think that's a added benefit, I guess.
Definitely it is, because this is my own personal experience. I had just played squash for 1 year while I was preparing for CLAT, and I got 2 national certificates for it, and that too was merely participation certificates. I did not win the tournament or something. Those were just participation certificates, and it still helped me a lot. I got into the university team in my very first year, and that's how things are done there. So yes, always, please show yourself as a complete package. They love it. They literally love it.
Okay. I think the second most important question, and that is, I think, being asked in SLS interviews, is why you want to do law, or why law? Why you're taking up this as a career? And I think that's a very tricky kind of a question. I think there's a very fine lines, what to answer and what not. So if you could suggest, how students should portray this answer, or how they should, kind of package it up, that why law is my choice.
Yeah, so if I may go first, Ankita.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So this is as you very rightly pointed out, it's a very tricky question. Why law? We tend to, speak a lot like I want to bring about a change, and definitely that is the ultimate motive that we want to achieve. But it cannot be the first or the foremost motive with which we want to enter a law school. There are different things. Like for me personally, my father is a lawyer, and I have all the years growing up, I saw him going to court, and that inspired me to be there. So that was my reason, but it can be any reason for anyone. So I think what I will suggest is to be honest. Do you need to? I think someone's mic is on. Yeah, but I think it's very important to be honest. What you honestly feel, why you want to take up law, definitely go there. You have to have certain level of diplomacy as well. But I think being honest is the best answer. You need not, because if you go and say something, I want to bring about justice and bring about a revolution, they know it, that you've googled it and it's a stereotype answer that you are just saying out there. So be honest what you actually feel, why you want to pursue, go and say that out.
Yeah,
That's
I
more
think
kind of a pageant answer,
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
answer. Because most of the pageants people speak about world peace. So, that's,
Exactly.
yeah, Ankita, sorry. Yeah.
just to add to that, I think Utkarshni pretty much covered it. But just to add to that, they guys always remember, they know they have been taking these interviews for, I don't know, 20, 25 years now. So they know if you have Googled your answers, if you have like already something prepared in your head and you have come down there. So never try to fool them, because that is not going to work at all. They will definitely, definitely know it. So I'll tell you something from my experience. I did not have even a day to prepare for my SLS interview, neither for Pune nor for Hyderabad, and I got selected in both. Is my voice cracking for everybody?
It's fine.
Okay. So I did manage to crack both, and the only mantra to that is honesty. Just be there, be out there, candid. Don't fake yourself, because that is not going to work. And believe me on this, it is not going to work at all. So if they ask you why law, to be very honest, they are actually trying and checking as to uh, you know how much honesty you have in yourself to take up such a pious profession. But if you go out there telling them that it's a pious profession, they already know it. They don't need you to tell that it's a very pious profession and I want to bring a revolution in the society. I want to change how things are. Because that is obviously the ultimate goal, as Utkarshni said, but that is not something that you go into the law school for. So answer as if you want an admission into the law school, right? So just tell them what intrigued you when you took up CLAT or SLAT, whatever. So what intrigued you into taking that exam in the very first place? So I remember when I joined CL, Priyanka ma'am actually took our very first class, and there were two segments to it. One half was the GK segment, and the other half was the legal segment, I believe. And that was the very first thing that hit me, and I took up CLAT. I actually tutored myself for 2 years into CA, and then I went up taking law. And that's how, that's how candid you need to be there. You need to tell them that I just liked it, and how you liked it, why you liked it. Those are the things. Don't go into of course, tell them that how you need to bring, how you want to bring the change in the society, but that is something that you should keep for the very end. That is not something that you should begin with. Yeah, I think that's about it.
So, just wanted to, I think as an add as an query. So somebody could mention if they have been into debates, allocations, or would have held leadership positions in school, probably head boy, head girl, or those kind, or have done MUNs in United Nations, or sorry, Youth Parliament or something. So I think that's where also students can mention that we have done this and we have got exposure to this, and that's why we have realized this could be a fascinating area to work in.
Correct. And if you are from a legal background, as in if your parents are there in the legal field, just tell them that, you know, uh, you have discussions with your parents or your siblings for that matter. And that is what intrigued you into taking up law. So all they are looking for is how much enthusiasm you have to take up this profession. And they do not literally need your answers, which take the society forward.
Okay. I've also one more, I think recent phenomenon. A lot of people say that they ultimately want to write UPSC, and that's why they feel the way to UPSC, I would not say easier, but a kind of the 5-year law kind of. I've seen a lot of interviews. They say that kind of it prepares you a lot for if you want to go for civil services. Also, it opens up inroads for judicial services.
Correct.
Because you can also write civil as well as judicial services. So, do you think it would be wise to mention that in the answer of why law?
to be very honest, it would be a great idea if you were to ask me, because we have our alumni who are who have cleared UPSC and who are in the government of India serving at higher posts. So and these alumni are really people who we look up to, who the college looks up to. So it's not as if the college is going to think as if you want to leave the field and go somewhere else. That is not the case, to be very honest. They need, of course, every college needs a good alumni base, and it's ultimately you who are going to create the alumni base. It's us, it's you who will be creating the alumni base, and we need diversified alumni. So and UPSC, to be very, very honest, it's very much related to law. So I don't think it's anyway wrong in mentioning any of it. I think it would be more beneficial for you rather.
Yeah, as she rightly pointed out, see, law is one arena which gives you so much of, it gives you a wide horizon to explore. So it is very good if you mention what all potential prospects you see if you take up law. So I think it will be very good if you mention various things that law leads you to. So you can safely include that in your answer.
Okay. So there's also, one, whenever you search the frequently asked question, and again, that the question that can put any candidate to spot, why should we select you? I think it's kind of related to the introduction part, and that's again some of candidates have been asked these questions or in various interviews. So should you think one should only focus on the strength, or what kind of skill that one should put forward, that I can work better in team, or good communication skill? What should be the skills that could be incorporated in the answer to why should we select you?
Ma'am, I think the basic soft skills you should definitely highlight, as you rightly pointed out, communication, teamwork, because 4 years down in this college, I feel these are the skills we have survived on. Communication, you need to be very, very strong with your communication, be it with the faculties, be it with your senior, juniors, batchmates. You need to have a clear set of mind to what you want to communicate. Secondly, teamwork. We have, like, especially in this period of pandemic, we have been doing so much work together online. So you need to know how to work together as a team. How do you need to communicate? So obviously you should mention these skills. And apart from that, as far as why should we select you, a good answer for that would be all your strengths, as we have already included in the introduction part. What all you have done, what makes you a suitable candidate for being in a law school. I think these are good points that you can mention and elaborate upon later.
Yes, and one thing is what makes you different from the crowd, because there are around, I think, 20,000 people who appear for SLAT, and then around 5,000 people who appear for the interview. So, and they need to select only 400 out of those 5,000. So what makes you distinct from the rest of the crowd is what will make your answer the best and make them select you. So as I said, Symbiosis looks for students who are complete packages, and believe me on this, I'm stressing on this so much because it does, very honestly. So please ensure that you mention all that you have done throughout your school, but please don't faff. That is not going to work. Don't do that. Be very honest with whatever you have done, because that is what you will start with in your introduction, and that is where your interview will pick up. So they will just pick something up from the entire lot of things that you have said, and then your interview will get ahead with only those things. So I really
yeah, sorry. I have a surprise for Utkarshini. We have Ragini ma'am from Patna, who's been a mentor to Utkarshini. So it's a pleasant surprise, ma'am.
Okay, actually, I was quite surprised to see Utkarshini here. I mean, I saw the name, but it didn't really register. as to whether it was the same with Karshini or somebody else. And then when I saw her photo, I said, "Oh my God, this is her."
It's
So
honestly a very pleasant surprise for me to see you, ma'am. I
Thank you
think
so
whenever
much.
I think of my CL journey or CLAT or SLAT or anything, she's the first person who comes to my mind. She has been very, I must say, she has been an integral part when it came to my personal interviews and written ability test. She was the one who called all of us who qualified for these interview and written ability tests, and she made us prepare thoroughly. So a major credit goes to her for that.
It's the credit goes to you, Karshini. It's actually your hard work, And like you guys, I was just listening to you people, truly it is your, basic honesty, the logic behind all your answers and the overall personality. That's what they're looking at, because the written part is already over and they have selected you. So now what matters is how well you present yourself and there's no right or wrong, but it's your ability to justify your answers. And that's the main reason why we have to be really honest, because otherwise, if you say something which is not really true, you will not be able to justify it. It's as simple as that. So, yes, it's great to see all of you. Thank you so much for having me also. Please continue.
Again, there's this been a question in the CV also. So why SLS? Any campus, or let's say specifically if they have to answer, why Symbiosis Law School? So do you think students should go ahead and go through the website, or how they should frame this answer? That why SLS?
Okay, so to begin with, when you appear for any interview, and this is not only pertinent to the interview of Symbiosis Law School, but for any interview that you appear for throughout your life. Because even if you get into Symbiosis, you will have to appear for a lot of interviews, to be very honest. At every stage, there is an interview. So Symbiosis ultimately prepares you to go into the field. So I think every year you will have to appear for like 3-4 interviews. So this is something that I'm telling you for any and every interview. Whenever you appear for an interview, always make sure that you have at least basic research done for that particular institution or that particular area wherever you are going, because you will have these committees and cells that will also have interviews. So you have to do your basic research when you appear for any interview. It should not be as if you just know the name and you are appearing for the interview. So basic research, Symbiosis, NIRF ranking, and those just mooting Premier League में Symbiosis का ranking, all those basic things you should obviously know. And then why Symbiosis? See, to be very honest, quite a lot of you might have made it to CLAT as well. So you will have a choice between Symbiosis and CLAT, and this could be one of the probable questions in your interview as well. They'll ask you your CLAT score, your CLAT rank. They'll know that you have made it to this college. So they'll ask you, why are you here? Why didn't you go in for that particular college when you have already made it there? Or you are going to make it there. So very honestly, obviously never berate whichever other institution you are going into, or never tell Symbiosis that I am going to choose you over anybody else. Just be very diplomatic with your answer. Don't tell them conclusively that yes, this or no, this. Obviously not. That is not how you answer these questions. What you essentially need to do is tell Symbiosis how it is going to help you and how you are going to help Symbiosis in return. Because when you are there for 5 years into a law school, you will have to give a lot of yourself to your institution. So it's not just your institution giving you, but also you giving to your institution. So both the ways, what do you expect from your particular institution and what would you give back to it? So why Symbiosis? Very honest answer again. You will have to tell them that I expect this, this, and this. You literally need to make points. Point 1, 2, 3. These are my criteria of a good institution. And Symbiosis fulfills it in this way. So if your priority is a good mooting culture, make sure that you research on Symbiosis mooting Premier League rank in the last 3-4 years, 5 years, whatever, and tell them that the Symbiosis had a good mooting culture, and my priority in college is to moot because I want to ultimately go into litigation or any of, like, frame your aims very particularly and in pointers. So they won't want you to faff and go on and on beating around the bush. They just want a very particular answer with point number 1, 2, 3, 4, which how many soever you points you have, with justifying yourself with how symbiosis is going to help you out with help you out with it. Similarly, how I'm sorry.
I think there was some voice in between.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. So yeah, that's how you go about answering this question. I don't think there is a black and white line to how do you answer this question, because it depends on person to person as to what is your expectation from a particular college, and you have to be very honest with it, because again, they have been taking these interviews for so long that they know if a student is answering honestly, or they have just prepared it, or somebody has just told them that you have to answer it in this way. So they'll just. Karshni, if you have something to add.
I don't think you've given a very comprehensive answer to this question. So pretty much what Ankita said is exactly what you have to do. Be honest, know your subject matter well, what you're speaking, what your interests are. Just be very thorough about it. Do your basic research, and I think you should be good to go.
Agni ma'am, if you
a couple of students, have this query that they don't seem to have any particular hobby, and they feel kind of inadequate because of that. Because now it's all about soft skills, interests, and how deep you can go into your passions and all that. And someone who does not have too much to speak about, what should such a person do? Really? I know it's difficult, but.
Initially, I think if you ask about hobbies, personally, even I didn't have any particular hobby in which I was so indulged into. I have over the time inculcated certain hobbies.
No, but you were fond of reading, I remember. I mean, reading was one of your...
Yes, ma'am. A little, obviously, I was fond of reading. But again, if you don't have any such hobbies, you need to have something as a backup. If you're not very good with your hobbies, if you don't have particular hobbies, you must have done something in your school. So the basic idea there is to have something or the other based on which you can hold a conversation with the interview.
Right. So that they can ask you questions and you feel confident about
exactly
process, right?
So it can be a hobby, it can be something that you've done, it can be something that you are generally interested in, it can be anything. The whole motive is to have a topic based on which you can hold a conversation with the interviewer.
True.
So I have a question in chat box, like somebody has asked what to say if your CLAT rank wasn't up to the mark, and how does one navigate about that question in the interview? So, if someone hasn't done well in CLAT, so but they have done well in SLAT, definitely they would be going for this interview.
So I don't think that is a parameter to check anybody when it comes to interviews in Symbiosis Law School, in any of the 4 campuses. This is because they wanted whatever knowledge they wanted to check. They have checked your knowledge in SLAT, and you have quite well cleared it. So they know that you have all the knowledge that they wanted to check. So obviously this is one more point that I wanted to bring up. They do not want to check your legal knowledge as such in your interview. This is because that is something they've already done in your CLAT examination. That is not something they are checking. So don't be very scared of if you answer something that they ask you, like in the legal arena. So if they ask you some question that pertains to the legal arena, and if you answer it wrong, just don't worry, because I think even I answered only 60% of my answers correct when I appeared for the interview of Symbiosis Law School, Pune. And I did get selected, right? So that is not something they are wanting to check there. So I don't think you have to worry about your class.
Yeah. In fact, there are various, examples where students have not really got a good CLAT score. They've got a lower ranked NLU, and they've preferred going into SLS Pune. We had a student, Aishwarya Abhijit, who got a lower NLU, and I think she got Orissa, but she preferred going to SLS Pune. And she had scored actually 136 out of 150 at her the time when she took the exam. So she decided that nothing doing, I'm going to join anyway. And she got into Pune. She went on to LS, London School of Economics, to do her LLM. And she really did well, you know. So it's all up to the student as to what they're going to do for the next 5 years, how they go about it. It's a platform which you really require. And SLS has all the potential. I mean, they do give you
Absolutely.
exposure. They give you the exposure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's one more question in chat box. Any pointers on how to go about the topic of career goals in the CV? Because the CV format that SLS asks you to upload, they do ask what are your career goals. But somebody who's going to start law, so but still they need to write a balanced line. You know, as you've mentioned, you cannot talk about the world peace or things like those. Still, what should be a simple line with a class 12 student could write? Any one of you want to throw?
Yes, ma'am, I think, yeah, Ankita, go ahead.
No. If you're saying this, go ahead. I'll add on to it.
Okay. So, ma'am, a simple answer to that could be, see, so if you've opted for law, there is obviously something down in your mind. So when initially I opted for law, litigation was my thinking, like I wanted to go for litigation. So there were certain things that I already knew. It can't be a thing that you are opting for 5-year course and you have absolutely no idea. So you have, like, they don't want an elaborate answer. They just want what you want to do, what you want, like how do you see yourself after 5 years. So you just have to write a basic gist of it. Over the years, obviously, you will develop your interests, and that is something to keep for later. But initially, when you go in there, you have obviously read about something or you have seen someone doing something. So you can just write about that, and I think that should suffice.
And to be very honest, what I feel, I don't think we had this question when we were appearing.
Yeah.
I don't think that we did. So what?
They have this in CV format.
Yeah. So 4 years down the line, when I am in symbiosis and how much so ever I have, tried to understand the college, it's a very, very student oriented college. So very student oriented university, to be very honest. So it's not for them to judge you are asking you this question. It's for them to understand how diversified an approach they need to follow when they are teaching you. So it's basically, I think, for that matter. They obviously are not going to take you ahead in your legal field. They are just going to guide you throughout the 5 years, right?
Mhm.
So I think that is something that they have asked this question for, and it's more for the college than for the student.
Okay. So somebody has asked, can I mention the social work that I've done? I think there are a few people who are very actively involved with NGOs or charity work
They
or blood
should-
donation
they
camps.
should-
Yes.
They should
Yeah.
always mention such things.
Yes,
Any active
and-
participation, shows
Mhm.
leadership qualities, the entrepreneurship, or even the ability to take forward certain
Right.
projects. So they should always mention it.
I completely agree with Ragini.
And specifically in the last year when this pandemic happened, yeah,
True.
a lot of work people have done, through social media, through WhatsApp groups. I think people have done a lot many kind of, help to extend to other people.
Correct.
They might not have a certificate, but I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Certificate is not required. Just a simple question will, verify whether you really have done it or not. So
Yes, of
Mhm.
course. So the thing is,
So
Symbiosis is very actively involved in community legal services and gender equality for that matter. So obviously you could mention all these things
Mhm.
because they are actually looking for students who are going to help them in those arenas as well. So yes, of course. I think
Okay.
it's a very good idea in fact.
Right. Do they actually ask, are you a repeater or something? Somebody has asked me that. Do they actually check? Are you just, are you a fresh as in just after class 12 or you have taken an year off? Do they actually keep that in mind?
I think they
I
asked
don't
me
think
this
that's
question.
in somewhere in the mind.
No, they
Mhm.
asked me this question, but that is not a consideration for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Both of us took a year's job, and I
Mhm.
think that doesn't acts in any way as a disadvantage for you.
And I know at least 50 people from our batch who are droppers, and I know them. There might be more. So I know at least 50 people.
Okay.
I-
So
I'm
another,
sure
yeah.
they also understand, it's quite difficult to balance the
Right.
boards with the preparation. So they quite
Mhm.
expect it, there's nothing new in that. So it's okay,
Mm.
really.
Because in fact, last year specifically, I had an example. This year, last year, I know a student who has joined the HNL Raipur at the age of 27. So I don't think. And yesterday, I got a query. Someone asked me, "Ma'am, I've got HNLU, but I'm 19. Should I join?" And his only hitch was age. I mean, forget about that, because last year I know was somebody who joined a national university at the age of 27. So age should not be at all a criteria to, if you're even 1 or 2 year elder, I think that's not an issue, right?
Perfect.
Just another question that has come up in the chat box is that the internship opportunities, because somebody is saying uh, maybe there are a few people who've got called from NMIMS and Mumbai, and Mumbai seems to be, people say they have lot many corporate advantage. So what kind of internship opportunities does SLS Pune provides to students, or what kind of environment or the ecosystem is there?
To start with, we have a very active placement cell, which also offers internships. So we have internships coming in throughout the year. I mean, every month or the other, we have one or the other opportunity that comes in. So as far as internship is concerned, the college tries its best to provide us with the internship opportunities. However, it is also upon the student how much interested the student in seeking internships. So I applied for some internships through college and some on my own. So it is very subjective, but as far as college is concerned, they are actively involved in providing us with internship or placement opportunities.
And secondly, to add to that, our college has one student, one internship, one semester.
Yeah.
So every semester, one student can take up only one internship from the college. So this ensures that all the students get an opportunity to intern and get that internship from the college itself. So I think it's a very
Okay.
good policy as far as the internships are concerned, because then it becomes a problem. Only one student, keeps on bagging internship from the college otherwise. And because it's ultimately the CV that speaks when you apply for any internship. So if
Right.
you have prior internship experiences, then of course they will take you ahead. Correct. But the college does not allow that. In one semester, you can take only one internship from the college. So
That's fair enough, actually. One
It is.
semester is fair.
Right.
that's about it.
So any other queries, if somebody has, can put me in the chat box. And right. So I don't think they would be asking anything related to the subjects that have been asked in the SLAT exam. Somebody asked that question. They won't be. I think that has already been checked in the paper.
Yes, of course. That is something that I mentioned earlier as well. They might ask you some basic questions that, about the legal field or the current affairs for that matter. And current affairs is something that you should always have at your fingertips. That is not something that needs to be told to any of you, because you have been preparing for CLAT and SLAT. So I'm very sure we don't need to tell you that. But of course, current affairs, they might ask you, and those are not going to be straightforward questions. They usually tend to ask you opinion oriented questions. So they might give you one scenario that is going on. So for example,
Let's say the farmers' agitation or something.
yeah, the farmers' agitation to begin with. So they might ask you your opinion on that, correct? They are not going to ask you what was the farmers' agitation, just tell us that. No, they're not going to do that. They'll check as to how much, they'll check both in one go itself. How much equipped are you with the news? And secondly, how much your ability basically to form your own opinion. Both the things in one question they'll check.
Okay. Again, there's a question in the chat box. If I have science in class 12th and I'm going for BLLB in graduation, would they be kind of asking questions on science there, and here you're coming for a BLLB course? Could that be a question in interview? And how do you
I don't think that will be a barrier in any which way, and mostly they don't ask such questions. But even if they do, it will be very basic, like you're coming from a science background, why you're thinking of opting for it, and if you are opting for it, obviously you have something at the back of your mind.
Mhm.
So you just have to be honest about it. Why did you opt for BA as your graduation paper? That's it. That's a
Why
that
this
won't be
transition
taken
is
as an
basically what they would ask,
yeah.
not anything
Mhm.
related to science.
Okay. Did they ask questions from the VAT? What if, because I think in your time VAT happened at the same time.
Yeah.
This year VAT has already been a part of the entrance process. So did they ask you about what you have written in your essay?
Not me at least.
Mhm.
Did not ask me anything of that sort. But they might when your interviewers might not know your VAT topic. So for us, they had, I think, 5 different topics for everybody. So they gave out those topics randomly. So your interviewers might not know what particular topic you had. But out of
Yeah.
those 5 topics, they might just ask you your opinion on any
Yeah.
one of the topics. So that is obviously VAT is always on current affairs, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
They'll pick
so
up
the students should just recollect what they've written in the topic, because yesterday I was talking to a couple of them and they had forgotten the topic. They said, we remember what we've written, but I don't remember the topic. So I said, you better do remember all that. It is
Definitely.
important. Yeah.
and to be very honest, if you also have a similar thing of having different topics for everybody, just talk to your friends who have also appeared for this particular interview, or not the interview for you, they have already taken, right? So just ask your friends what topic they had, and just have a basic idea of all those topics.
Okay. I think a couple of just last 2-3 questions that I have in chat box. Would they be asking questions from your class 11, 12 stream? Would they can go ahead and ask questions from there?
No, I don't think any technical
Not really.
of that.
Not really.
Technically questions.
Okay, there's a question which says, why shouldn't we take you?
Take you, yes.
In fact, they'll ask you, why should we take you? Would be,
Take you.
yeah, not why we shouldn't take you.
Mhm.
That's not the
They're
question.
more
I
likely
think
to
any
ask you.
interview process is more of, yeah.
Yeah. So you just have to show your confidence and speak about your achievements, what you're bringing to the table, what you will be contributing to the college by your presence, by being there for 5 years. That's about it, I think. You guys can add more to it.
I think interview has to be looked at as a positive process. They're here to select you. They're
Yeah.
not here to, filter you out.
No.
They've done the filtration in the written exam.
Yeah. It's
So
more
here
about
they
selection
want to
now. It
focus
is a
on
selection.
your positives. Yes.
Right.
And there's one more, what to tell if I didn't have any achievement. So if somebody who is not, I think that question ma'am has already taken up. Yeah. If anybody still want to answer, yeah.
Just try and show them how enthusiastic you are to still be there, learn things.
And spend a day, just try to recollect. There must be something that you have done which you don't seem to remember right now. Class 7 onwards, there could have been some achievement of yours which you're proud about, and you could talk about that. Or you might be doing things in the house also. Your passion might be gardening or cooking, which you don't consider a hobby really, but even these things are important. So it could be anything which you're interested in, very frankly.
And the definition of achievement for you and for them might be different. So what you might not consider as an achievement, they might.
True.
So just put any and everything out there.
Right. Maybe somebody who's poor in maybe specifically, maths, little class 8, somebody struggling with maths, and in class 10, that same person, manages to get above 90 marks. Now, there's no quantification as in physical terms, but for that particular person, that's an achievement.
That is an achievement. Right.
So I think I'm sure most of you would have those kind of examples in your life.
You just need to introspect for a while and then you will come up with the answers yourself. Definitely.
So any other question, if you can put, and just make sure you're writing to, you can in the chat box change the setting to everyone so everyone can have a look at the question. So there's one more question. I have been in student council for 3 years but don't have a certificate. Can I state this in my CV?
Yes,
I think
you can.
school student council.
Yes, you definitely can. Even I think for the student council in the college, we do not have any certificates of sort, but we of course do mention
We
those.
mention it in our CVs also, so I don't think that should be a problem.
We are kind of, I don't see any of the queries which have come to you, Ragini ma'am.
No. Anything else which anyone wants
I
to
think
ask?
I have got some direct messages here.
Okay, just look up.
I think somebody has asked on
Covered
an
most of the questions. Yeah.
the length of your answers. Just be very straightforward to the point.
Yeah, to the point.
Don't beat around the bush is what I'll say. There is no black and white answer to how long your answer should be. But just don't beat around the bush. Just be very, very specific. And even if it is a 10 seconds answer, it's good enough, according to me.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So I guess most of the questions are done by now, and we would leave. Ragini ma'am, if you can also share your email ID, I'm sharing mine. If there are any other questions you have, you can put a mail to me or Ragini ma'am, and we'll try and get answers from these two beautiful young girls. So so it's always so great to see your own students. I
Yeah,
think they're doing
definitely.
so well and mentoring students. So it's been a very good experience. Thank you, Utkarshni. And I mentioned Ankita. What a lovely name. The moment I've heard your name, I've said,
Thank you
what a
so much,
lovely
ma'am.
name.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I've put my ID out there. Anybody who has any queries can send them. Some Prasanjit has written, I played for my district, that is javelin throw, but I don't have. Don't worry if you don't have certificates. They'll ask you a simple question about javelin and how far it went and who is the current javelin champion, and that's enough to certify you. Don't worry about that. Okay. Just be confident about whatever you have done, and these are great achievements. To play for at the district level is not a small achievement. It's a huge thing. Please be proud about it.
I think all they need to just make sure before interview, they're kind of giving a quick revision to their hobbies and extracurricular.
And that's why I keep telling the students, please write down all these things which come to your mind. Whatever thoughts, whatever queries you have in your mind, write down the answers. So you'll be sure that you're going to say the right thing, which you want to say really. Because right now I may have a good answer in mind. When I go there, I might be a little nervous and not say it. But if I'm prepared, I'm going to come up with the same answer. So should we use the format sent by SLS for our CV?
Yes, I think
definitely. Please do that. Yes. Because if they've sent you a format, you need to use that. Don't.
And, SLS is quite particular about its CV format. So please do that.
Right. And I think a couple of smaller things to keep in mind, being, formals.
Yeah.
Make sure you're sitting, because it's an online interview. So the place that you're sitting at, noise disturbances.
And when you reply, please do not use any slang or any such words. Right. You have to use formal words. You should be a little careful about that. Because while speaking, the kids tend to use a lot of words which will not be acceptable. So a little practice, like I remember Arks telling them, please practice in front of the mirror. Do that.
It would be a good idea to go through a mock PI before you do your actual one.
So we're doing that for our students. I've already started.
Yes, same here.
Yeah, and the rest of you, you can be more confident. You can even record your answers and see how you sound.
Yes.
That's another way of going about it. Just do a little recording in
you can always tell your friends or elder siblings to do a mock interview for you.
If that is also not possible, you can just straight away record into your phones and listen to yourself. You'll have all the answers then you know where you're going wrong, what is the pace at which you're speaking, everything.
Right.
just one thing that I wanted to add, and I was discussing with Utkarshni also yesterday about this. When you don't know an answer, tell them that you don't know the answer,
Yeah.
and tell them that you're going to go
Yeah.
ahead and read about it. But just don't try and fool them. Just tell them that you don't know the answer to this. Just apologize, humbly apologize. Tell them that I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am. I do not have an idea about this particular thing as of now. I'll go ahead and read about it later. Tell them very humbly, it's fine. We are all human beings. We cannot know everything.
Yeah, it's
And
not possible for us to know everything. But don't let it happen too often. That's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is for once or twice in your interview, not for every
Exactly.
answer can you
Yeah.
give.
I would just say that after going through my interview process, I could just collect there are two principles for these interviews. First is that the interviewer acknowledges the fact that the student, the candidate is there to learn. He or she might ask you certain technical questions, but that is absolutely not to judge your knowledge in the legal field. It is just to check your confidence and your honesty. The second principle that the candidate has to acknowledge that the interviewer knows what he or she is asking. So please do not bluff them. Be honest, as Ankita very rightly pointed out. If you know an answer to a question, be confident about it. Don't be overconfident, guys. Be confident about
Hmm.
it. Speak that nicely. If you're not sure, just tell them that you're not sure and just put your opinion there. And if you have no clue about an answer, just say a no humbly. That's it. So I think just remember these two principles and you should be doing good in your interviews.
And nowadays, it's more of a conversation, just a kind of discussion that we're having right now. Interviews are just like that. It's not any different. So there's no need to be so nervous about it. A little apprehension, yes, it should be there so that you give your best. But that's it.
Okay.
So from my side, I'll say all the best to all the candidates, all the students who are here. And it's been wonderful, Ankita and Utkarshini. Great to see
Thank
you
you,
guys.
ma'am. It's so good to see you all too.
Yeah. So all the best, everyone. I guess we have taken all the relevant questions that could be asked in SLS interviews, and I sincerely hope and wish you all the best that you all crack all these interviews with flying colors. And if there's any query, me and Ragni ma'am have mentioned their email IDs. You can
just
reach out
mail
to
your
us.
queries and teach us.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Thank you
once
so much,
again,
Ankita and Utkarshini.
Thank you so
And,
much, ma'am. Thank you for having
and
me.
all the best to both of you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much.
Wonderful to
And I
see
would
Ankita,
like to wish
yeah.
I would like to wish all the candidates all the very best. May you all
Hope to
do
see you
really
all.
good.
Yeah, hope to see
Yes.
you all at SLS as our juniors now.
Yes, yes. You might be throwing a freshers to them.
SLS does not have
Wait,
pressure.
is it?
Yeah,
We
we
don't
don't.
have any pressures.
God, here we know at HNW there's an official freshers, then there's an unofficial freshers, then there's a Thanksgiving, which is again official, then unofficial.
Yeah, we do not have anything.
So thank you so much once again, and it's been Ragini ma'am, it's been a pleasant surprise.
Thanks a lot, Priyanka, for having me. Thank
So,
you very much.
thank you so much.
Thank you
Best
so
of
much,
luck.
everyone.
Best of luck, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.